Yo, what up? How you guys doing out there today? It's your boy Roto Beast, and I'm here to present you my NBA picks for Tuesday, March 20th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure to click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NBA, MLB, and NFL videos. And if you want to play the actual lineups that we're playing every single night, visit our website at www.rotobeast.net. So, tonight honestly was some absolute bullshit. You had this scene going on with Tyreek Evans. 9 minutes after lock, they ruled him out and said he was inactive for the night. Nobody heard about this. I mean, this guy was 70% owned in cash, 50% owned in GPP. Everybody was all over him. Marc Gasol had been ruled out 30 minutes before lock, so why didn't they rule him out at the same time? Honestly, tonight was some absolute bullshit. I emailed Fanduel, hey man, what can you guys do for me? Tonight I played heavy tonight. I had him in my cash game lineup. Plus I maxed in there tonight. Had 150 lineups going, and out of those 150, I had 115 with Tyreek Evans. Yes, about 75% ownership. The guy was in a great spot. All my lines are right there by the cash line, but guess what? Just right outside of it with big fat zeros. So it was a tough night, honestly. But hey, it's part of DFS. I mean, at the end of the day, you can email the Fanduel, email DraftKings, but they're not going to do much for you. They're going to say, oh, well, it's part of the game, stuff happens, blah, blah, blah. So just move on. But yeah, hey, we got a lot of good things going on right now. We got our NBA, rest of the NBA season plus playoff package, only $60 on our website. We also got our MLB pre-order special going on, $150. It gets you all MLB season plus playoffs. It's a long stretch with the money team, and we had great success last year. So don't miss out. We got 9 days till MLB. I can't wait. I'll be doing MLB videos just like these NBA videos. And yeah, let's just jump into this 6-game slate. We'll start with what we know first. Game wise. We got Clippers going into Minnesota to face the Timberwolves. This game has a 227 implied total. Minnesota is favored by 3. Then we got the Mavs going into New Orleans to face the Pelicans. This game has a 219.5 implied total. New Orleans favored by 9. Then we got the Rockets going into Portland to face the Trailblazers. This game has a 214.5 implied total, and the Rockets are favored by 4.5. You got you got the Hawks going into Utah to face the Jazz. This game has a 208.5 implied total, and Utah's favored by 13. And a couple other games we got that we don't have lines out yet on is you got the Thunder going into Boston to face the Celtics. And you got the Pistons going into Phoenix to face the Suns. So that's kind of where we're at game-wise. Before we jump into these picks, though, hey, do me a favor, drop a like on this video. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, and let's just jump in this slate. So we'll start off, at point guard. We go position by position. Our top, 4 or 5 plays that we like at each position. Kind of get you a general player pool for tomorrow. We go through our top play at each position that we think that you should definitely have in your lineup. And yeah, so let's get started. We'll start with Russell Westbrook. He got a little bit of a discount. He went down like 400 or 500 from last game. Going against Boston, they're going to be without Kyrie Irving. This is a game that I definitely think OKC has a solid chance to win. I like them in this spot. I think it's a fair spot. OKC, they're battling right now for playoff positioning. They need to win pretty much every single game. We pretty much know what we're going to get from Russell. He's coming off a 75-point fantasy game. I mean, the guy's just, he's going to do what he has to do for his team. He's a monster, triple-double almost every single night. He has one in 5 straight games. I definitely think he has a great chance to get one tomorrow going against Boston. And yeah, so I think Russell, he's one of the top players on the slate. Got Lillard going against Houston in an up-tempo game. I'm actually really liking him. Lillard's actually been on fire. But the price is a little bit, it's there. And he could definitely pay it off. At this price tag, you need 47 for him to hit value. He's averaging 43 on the season. But I will note, Chris Paul, he may not be what he used to be, but he still is a solid defender. But Damian Lillard still a solid play. For me, I think he's maybe a little bit more of a GPP play. You got Chris Paul on the other side of the ball going against Lillard. I mean, the 1,400 less. I mean, Chris Paul's Chris Paul. We know for the most part what we're going to get from him. He's been, he's had a couple rough games. I understand. It happens. But for the most part, he's going to get you, 35 to 40. At this price tag, you need, 40 for him to hit value. Gives you a solid floor for your cash games at a great price. Portland, they're on a win streak right now. I definitely think it's about time that Houston's going to put it on them, and that win streak is going to end. But we'll see how it goes. So I like both of those guys from that game. You can look at Rozier. The price is up going against Russell Westbrook. But I'm going to be looking at Teague going against the Clippers, up-tempo game. Teague has been playing very well. Jimmy Butler's out. People have been having to step up. He's definitely been one of those guys. He's been giving you a solid floor. At 7,000, you need 35 for him to hit value, averaging 31 on the season, and he's living right there in the 30s, low 40s. So Teague is a great play. Solid price. Lastly, where's he at? Oh, I like Schroeder. Schroeder's a guy for most of the year. He's been mid 7,000, close to 8,000. His price is down a lot right now. I understand he's going against Utah, but it's a very fair price tag. You need 31 for him to hit value. He's averaging 33 on the season. He does have, a 40-point upside. And, the minutes have been there for the most part since he came back. So I definitely think he's a solid GPP play. Next, we got shooting guard. We'll start with James Harden going against Portland. James Harden, I mean, anytime he's on the slate, you definitely got to consider him. Fair price tag. The guy's going to be the MVP this season. Been very consistent. 60 points in 2 straight games. Like I said, Portland's been playing very well, so I think this game's going to stay close. He's going to have to step it up. So, yeah. I don't got to say much else about Harden, great spot. Next, we will go to. I like Holiday and I like Mitchell. I think both of them are solid, but I just think that they're a little bit overpriced. I'm going to look down a little bit more. Booker, he's a fair price if he's going to play. I just don't know how he's going to do with that hand. But I'm looking at a guy like McCollum in an up-tempo game. He's probably going to see a lot of James Harden defense. Fair price tag, you need 36 for him to hit value. He's averaging 34 on the season. He has 50-point upside. And, he just stays in the 30s. And I definitely think that this is a game where he can, get you 40s, mid-40s. Lou Williams coming off a 30-point game. He plays his minutes. Clippers are fighting for playoff positioning. They're fighting to even get in the playoffs. They need this guy scoring. He's going to come in and he's going to get tons of shots. Lou Williams, solid play. You need, 35 for him to hit value. He's averaging 35 on the season. You got Wiggins going against the Clippers. Jimmy Butler's been out. He's been taking the more shots than anybody on the team. He's their scorer. For him to hit value at this price tag, we need about 34. He's averaging 29 on the season. I definitely think that he's a decent play. And then a couple guys on cheaper end that we could look at. If Booker's out, you could look at a guy like Troy Daniels. He stepped in a spot start last game. Played 28 minutes, got you 18, 2, and 2, and 2. 28 fantasy points. That's really good value on this price tag. So if he's going to start, I definitely think he's a solid punt play. Also, you can look at a guy like Jamal Crawford. Minnesota, they're struggling right now a little bit with Butler out. They need scoring. Crawford, for the most part, he's getting, mid-20s minutes. He's getting tons of shots. For this price tag, you need 17 for him to hit value, and I think that that's something he's definitely could get. And like I said, that's more GPP-wise, though, to be honest. Now we'll go to small forward. Paul George, price is down. Going against Celtics. For him to hit value, you need 41. He's averaging 39 on the season. The guy definitely has upside. They need to win this game. Boston's going to be without Irving. They have a good chance to win this game. I'm definitely liking Paul George. You can look at a guy like Harrison Barnes going against Pelicans. Going to be an up-tempo game. This guy, he's just been consistent. That's all I can really say about him. You need 32 for him to hit value. He's averaging 30 on the season. Harrison Barnes has definitely been balling. And he sat out last game, so he's going to come back feeling real good. So I do like Harrison Barnes a lot. Going against the Pelicans in this up-tempo matchup. Tatum's been definitely stepping it up. With Irving out, he's been scoring. He's got at least 19 points, actual scoring points in 3 of the past 4 games. He's got you 36.5, 32. a dud against Orlando, 16, and then back to 35. So for this price tag, you need 31. Definitely think that he's a very fair price tag. I like him a lot. One thing I will note though is if he's gonna play small forward against Paul George's defense, kind of takes me off him a little bit because Paul George is a really good defender. I don't know how that's gonna play out though. You got Bijalika. He's the guy that's been taking over. He took over for since Butler's been out. This guy's playing massive, massive minutes. And he's been playing very well. This dude, he's baller right now. You need 30 for him to hit value. He's got you. Look at this. He's playing 45 minutes, 40, 40, 38, 36, 36 is 45, 38, 40, dud on 26, not going to kill you. He's just doing a little bit of everything. He's definitely filled up the stat sheet. He can hit some threes. Man, I like this guy a lot. I think that he's a really, really solid play. On this slate going against the Clippers. I love small forwards against the Clippers. Let me just tell you, I love small forwards against the Clippers. I really like this guy tomorrow. I think he's going to have a monster game. So just remember I said that, all right? Okay, now we're going to go down to Corey Brewer. The guys has been playing very well since they're giving him minutes, putting him in the starting lineup. He has upside. Just 2 games ago, we actually played on this day. He had 49 fantasy points. Yeah, 49. You can't say, oh, he's going to hit 6 steals all the time. He gets a lot of steals. That's what this guy does. He can knock down threes, get you a couple rebounds. Fair price tag, 25 for him to hit value. He's been right there for the most part, so I definitely like Brewer. Lastly, a guy that's been really picking it up, playing well. He's cheap. You need 20 for him to hit value. In the past 2 games, the minutes are starting to creep back up since he came back 26, 26, and 28. And in those games, he's got you 32, a 20, and a 36. But even this 20 is value at a 4,000 price tag. This up-tempo game going against the Rockets, I think that he's a really good play. Power forward, Anthony Davis. Man, I really like Anthony Davis in the spot. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be so hard to choose between Westbrook, Harden, and Davis. Davis is in a great spot right here. I love big men going against the Mavericks. And, the guy, he's been monstering. He has, just as much upside as anybody. He played them, 9, 10 games ago, and he got you a 57 fantasy point performance. At this price tag, we do need about 62. That is a lot just for him to hit regular value. But nonetheless, though, I definitely like him. Blake, up-tempo game against Phoenix. Blake, he's so up and down right now. That's the part about him. But he does have upside, and for the most part, he's been staying in the 40s, high 30s, with a couple duds mixed in. 8.6 price tag for him to hit value. You're gonna need about 42. He's averaging 39 overall on the season. Harris against Minnesota. This guy's playing very well since he's been traded. People are saying that he's playing better than Griffin was playing out there, and hey, he's been balling. So at this price tag, even though it's a little bit elevated, you need about 46 for value. 36 for value. He's averaging 31 on the season. He's been in the 40s regularly, 50 fantasy point upside. The guy's been playing very well, consistent minutes. Like I said, Clippers are fighting for that playoff spot. I like Harris. A couple other guys I'm looking at. I like Carmelo going against Boston. His price is just cheap. For him to hit value, you need 26, 27. He's averaging 28 on the season. He plays his minutes for the most part. It's all about if he's scoring or not. I just think that the price is very fair. You can also, if this guy's going to get his minutes, if he's going to start, the past 2 games, he's got 33 and 28 minutes. He's got a 20.6, but then 28. The thing is it's an up-tempo game. That's why I like him in this spot. He has, I would say 35-ish point upside, which would be 7 times value. That's kind of what you're looking for in a GPP play. So I would say he's more of a GPP play, but I definitely think he's somebody that you can look at. One more guy. He's another GPP play. Actually, yeah. Miricic. He's coming off a really Big game, 45 fantasy points. I mean, we know this guy has upside, but the problem is he's just been inconsistent. His minutes have been inconsistent. But the price tag is down. It's very fair. If you think that he's going to get minutes, I mean, I definitely think you can consider him for GPP as well. All right, so now we'll go to center. Let me see. I'm going to start. I mean, you could look at Drummond going against Phoenix. I just don't like the price tag. It's up a little bit. Towns. I mean, they need this guy to step up. You know, like I'm saying, with Jimmy Butler out, you need 52 for him to hit value. It's not the best matchup against DeAndre Jordan, but I mean, I've seen centers have very good nights against DeAndre Jordan, so I'm not really too scared of him. I mean, Towns has, upside. I like him. I think that he's in a solid spot. They're going to need him. So I think he's a good play. Then we go to Gobert going against Atlanta. Big guys. I mean, they torch Atlanta. He's playing well right now. I mean, in the past 4 games, he's got you at least 41 fantasy points. He's playing tons of minutes. I mean, all these West teams are playing for stuff. So, I mean, they're all playing their guys big minutes. One thing I will note, though, is, man, all these sitters are all overpriced, to be honest with you. It's kind of like, ugh, come on. But nonetheless, though, I mean, you can look at both of those dudes. DeAndre Jordan going against Minnesota. Like I said, I mean, all Clippers are pretty much playing, solid minutes. The past 2 games have been down a little bit. But I mean, DeAndre Jordan, fair price compared to the other guys who are 2,000 more. I mean, you need 41 for him to hit value. He's averaging 36 overall in the season. Towns is a solid offensive player, but he's not the best defensive player. You look at Adams going against Boston, fair price tag. I mean, she's been playing very well the past 2 games. He's got you for this. Is what I was saying. Centers against DeAndre Jordan. I mean, Adams just went against him. He got 56 fantasy points in this game. I was just telling you guys that. So yeah, I do like Towns. Like I said, even though his price tag's up, I like him. But yeah, no. So this guy Adams has been playing very well all season. For him to hit value, you need about 36, 37, averaging 32 on the season. I do like him in this spot. Like I said, I mean, he's another West team that's battling for playoffs. They're gonna play him minutes. Solid spot. Lastly, I'm gonna go with Nurkic on the lower price tag. For him to hit value, you need 31. He's averaging 31 on the season. I mean, this guy has definite upside, and this is going to be an up-tempo game, running back and forth. If he doesn't get in foul trouble against Clint Capella, I definitely think he can play a couple extra minutes. This is, like I said, they're going to want both teams are really going to want to win this game to prove kind of where they're at. So Nurkic, I think he's in a solid spot tomorrow. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at for this video. Before I jump into these core plays, if you haven't already, please make sure and hit that like button for me. It really helps me out. And yeah, let's just jump into it. So we'll start at point guard. I'm really liking Teague to tell you. No, let's see. I like Teague, but I like. Oh man, this was a tough one. I thought that was I like Teague. I'm gonna go with Teague. Shooting guard. I like CJ McCollum. Let me see. Yeah, I like CJ McCollum. Small forward, we're going to go with B. Jalinka. So that's why I was debating on T, because I wasn't trying to get too many Minnesota guys. For power forward, I like Carmelo. I just think he's too cheap. And then for center, okay, so let me see something. How much do we have? 56. Well, we know that we're going to get value plays. I mean, we know that for sure. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Carmelo. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I don't want too many. Here, actually, I know what I'm going to do. Let me see. This is what I'm going to do. We'll go with Chris Paul right there. I think Chris Paul's in a solid spot right here. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave my core like this. I'm liking something like this for sure. I mean, I don't know if I really want to play both these guys together, but hey, Carmelo's just too cheap, and that's what I like about him. I think he's a solid cash game play. Another thing that you really probably want to think about, try to get in, a Westbrook or a Harden or a Davis. I think all those guys are really, really good plays, and I may try to fit one of those guys in. We just have to kind of see what kind of value comes out tomorrow. If anything great comes out, if I see anything awesome, I'll definitely put it in the comment section. So make sure that you got your notifications on. So when I do put, update my list later in the day, you definitely don't miss out on that. I'll talk to you later, and let's win some money.